We could not believe it took us up till now to get this item. What were we even doing? We are officially halfway through the year. And I almost said 2022 because I don't know what year it is apparently. And that means we are due for a list of the cream of the crop, the best of the best, because we try so many products here. I know. So many products, and so many are just bad. They're just bad. And that's why I test so many things, is because I don't want you spending and wasting your money on stuff that's garbage. Nobody wants that. But then you find it. You find the one product and you're like, this is it. This is the one. This is the product that I need to tell my friends and my family, literally everyone in my life about. And that is what today's video is. These are the products that I have personally shared with my friends and family that we love and we use. And I just basically just went, literally, you wanna see what I did? I went around my house with an actual grocery cart, one of these like container things, and just picked all the products around my house. Not all of them. We're still gonna have to go like on a hunt around my house for a couple other things. But these are all products in use and active every single day. I will link, as always, everything down below for you guys so you can go and check them out. I also have it in like a little saved, I don't know, shopping group thing. I don't know what it's called. And like the Amazon storefront, so you can shop from everything there if you want. And since this is primarily a beauty channel, we're gonna start with all the beauty things, all things beauty. Pausing for iced coffee. Delicious. Okay, so excited. And we're gonna start with a moisturizer that I have used to the end. It is so good. I actually saw someone talk about it on TikTok and how much they loved it, and then they shared it with their aunt, and their aunt loved it so much that she sent her like a novella back on how much she loved it. And then I ended up trying it. I think this was sent as PR, and I used the entire thing. And I try a lot of products here, and I have a ton of skincare that I need to go through and keep testing and trying and using and all that. And I keep going back to it because it's so good. There's not a heavy scent to it. It feels nice and moisturizing on the face, but it doesn't feel too heavy either. And it just smooths everything out. I use it and I layer it with a ton of different serums and things. And it's just been one of those ones that just, it fits, it works. There's like a fit here. I didn't even say what it is. I got too excited. It's the Caudalie Premier Cru The Rich Cream. I also have the eye cream, which is also fantastic, and the serum. Haven't used the serum as much as I have the cream, because I just use a ton of different types of serums. But this stuff, it's just like, it just feels like magic on the skin. It feels right. So of course I had to mention it. And the next thing is actually something I think we tried around Christmas time actually, and it's called the Diamond Dazzle Stick. Very fancy. And it's basically just this like little brush applicator, and it has a blue gel on it. You kind of brush it onto your diamonds, and then you rinse it and then pat dry, and your diamonds like sparkle as if they were like brand new. It is insane, the before and after when looking at my diamond. Like it's crazy. Like when we have family over, I have people actually commenting on my diamonds diamonding, as they like to say, because they're so sparkly. And as someone who really, you know, enjoys a good skincare item, and someone who's forgetful about taking the rings off before applying the cream, my rings tend to get very cloudy very quickly, and this just like fixes it up instantly. It's so easy to use. Like I hate those like little things that you have to like drop your ring into and like let the potion, and then the little basket comes out. I don't know. I don't want to do that. This is just like paint and then like rinse it off. Done. So good. Next up is an item for the shower that I feel like no one ever talks about, and because I just bought a new one and I use it a ton on both myself and the kids, I felt like it was worth talking about because it's such a good product, especially if you have dry skin or irritated skin, eczema, any of those types of things. It's by Bioderma. It's won a ton of like different awards and stuff like that, but it's the Ultra Nourishing Anti-Irritation Shower Gel for dry, very dry, or irritated sensitive skin. And you can see at the bottom there that you can use it on all types of humans. It's nice and nourishing. It's not greasy afterwards at all. It just overall has just been like a really good staple. And again, it was just one of those ones where I was like, I don't think I've talked about this. And we use it so much. Also important if you're using it, because it does say for adults, children, and babies, it doesn't sting the eyes either. So again, just worth noting. It's just been awesome. Just a really good product. Now want to talk about one that's part of like my hair journey, because I get a lot of comments about like what I've been using and what I've been taking and all those kinds of things. So I went to a dermatologist, and there have been a slew of tests that I've had done to kind of figure out what's going on and why my hair continues to shed, as well as just like snap. It's just like a whole bunch of different things. We're still going through that. However, I have seen a lot of significant like hair growth, especially in sort of this area right here. You guys have noticed it as well, and you're like, what are you using? And these are all products that my dermatologist had recommended to me to use. Again, it's going to help the scalp. So this one right here is the Ducray. It's like a hair lotion, basically. They call it a hair lotion, but it's kind of like, it's just a light spray. And basically you have to section your hair all over and do, it says 10 sprays for your entire head, and you want to spray it like into the scalp. You don't want to spray it into the hair. I liked to do it with my head tipped over, and that way I could like massage it into the scalp for a while, and that seemed to really help. And this is maybe my, I want to say, third bottle of this stuff. Like, you do go through it because you have to use it for consistently. Again, this is what my dermatologist said to you do. Like, obviously talk to your doctor or dermatologist and see if this is a good product for you. But what I was told to do was basically use it a couple times a week on freshly clean hair for 3 months. And then that's sort of like a good way of like restarting the hair growth. And then I've also been taking, by the same company, Ducray, their Anacaps, which is their like hair vitamin. And I'm still taking those ones, but I have not been using this as much. But because everyone's been talking about it, and because over the last 3 months, I have been using it a ton, I did want to mention it because it's been really good for me. We have a couple more things that we're working on, but that's at least a good starting point, and has started like that hair reactivation, so that's a sigh of relief. Now let's go on to makeup, because every time I wear this eyeshadow, this one right here, I always get comments every single time like, what is that? It's so sparkly. Listen, I get it. I am also like a raven and attracted to all the sparkly things, and it's always the same eyeshadow every single time. It is from Amazon. It is this Cleo palette. It's the Autumn Breeze in Soul Forest, number 12. It is this shade right here, and it's so beautiful and sparkly and just over the top. And I'll sometimes I'll mix it with this one too and do both of them, and I'll just use like a gripping primer or something like that and just pop it on top, and it's just like, you can see that. I can see that. Like, it's beautiful. And the other shades are fantastic too. Everything blends like a dream. It's just such an easy all-in-one palette. It's just like, I love it. I love this palette. Okay, back to skin for a second. For my face, every time I go in the shower and I'm like about to do like a self-tan afterwards, and I want to exfoliate my skin, and I want it to feel like velvet, like the softest skin you have ever felt in your whole life. This is what I will use every single time, and I'm not even exaggerating, every single time I use it, I feel my skin and I'm like, feels so soft, and every single time it surprises me, and I don't know why. Like, it isn't new, been using it for a while. And it's the Tatcha Rice Polish, and it's the classic one. They have a bunch of different ones. They have ones for sensitive skin and just a bunch of different ones, but like the classic one is the one I can attest to in how well it works. It is not very abrasive. Like, it doesn't feel like granules of like sugar or something on your skin. And it starts out a little bit on the grainy side, and then it foams up into this beautiful, rich, like silky cleanser, and it's creamy and just so luxurious. And then you rinse it away and your skin is just like glowing. It's ridiculous how many people I have gotten to use this product now, because I am obsessed and I can't stop using it. I won't stop using it, and I'm obsessed. And you only need a little bit. It's a powder. Didn't even show you. It's a powder product. So you put a little bit out of the little jar into your hand, and then add a tiny bit of water and like mash it all together basically. And the less water you use, the more grainy it'll be, until it kind of like massages into your skin, and it's like, it's perfection. It is among the best cleansers I have used for my skin, and I love it. Every single time, it's magic. And oh, you know what? Actually, there is one product I should have talked about it with the hair products, but it's fine. This is all the beauty stuff. And it's the power of a Boar bristle brush. Ow, that They're a little bit pointy and mine needs to get cleaned. So I'm very sorry in advance. But I'm not that sorry because, I mean, don't tell me you don't have a dirty brush somewhere in your bathroom or on the floor under your bed. But I have been using my WetBrush, which I still stand by 100%. I love that brush. So I'll actually include a link to that as well because it's so good. But I had sort of fallen off the Boar Bristle train for a while because I was really worried again about the integrity of my hair, and I was scared because it's like a, I hate saying sharp. If you've never, you know what I mean? Like if you felt like a Boar Bristle brush before, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a little bit more bristly. But I went back to it probably in the last couple of months, and it really does make a difference in how shiny your hair is when you're blow drying. It's so interesting to me how quickly you can see a difference between brushing it and blow drying it with like a normal like rubber tipped brush, like looking around as if I had one in front of me, which I don't. And then using a Boar Bristle brush, it just is, it's entirely different. So first of all, super shiny. Secondly, it's also very flexible. And so it's not gonna like pull through your hair and tear it, which is also really important, clearly, for someone who is scared of having their hair ripped to shreds. And so what I do, which has made a big difference, is that I'll let my hair most of the way air dry, and then I'll blow dry it without brushing it. And then once it's like mostly dried through, I'll start using this. And then once it's like fully brushed through, I'll go through with like the blow dryer and like blow dry it properly, you know? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful and magical. And I thought I would mention it in case you didn't know the magic of a Boar Bristle brush. It's amazing. Ooh, a couple more products, then we have to go running around my house and find the other ones. Like a Where's Waldo? But first I want to include one that is a favorite of Christopher's because I feel like I should at least include one. And it's this massaging eye mask that I bought to... Oh my gosh. Every time it talks, it scares me. It always scares me. It's too calm. It's like a calm voice, but it's too calm. Anyway, other than the fact that the button is sensitive if you touch it, it's a massaging eye mask. So it's nice and soft on the inside. It has heat on it as well. And it just does like a massage around like the, is it orbital bone? Ocular bone? I'm not sure. Anyway, this area right here. And so Chris will just like put on a podcast and put this on, and it's really nice. I like watching him like just relaxing with his little eye mask on. And I remember we were talking about it at Christmas and he was like, oh, I don't know. Like, it is a little bit more on the pricey side. I think it's around like between $60 and $80. And he's like, oh, I don't know. Is that worth it? Is it not worth it? And like the guy's been using it like constantly since. So if you like a good eye mask, may I recommend for you this one? Or, you know, like a Father's Day thing, or save it, stash it away for Christmas and your future self will thank you. Next is one I tested, I think in the last, like, I don't know, sometime this year I started using it, and I keep using them over and over, so I wanted to talk about them. They're the Miracle Grow plant food spikes. They're these guys right here, and I started using them on my indoor plants, and they have thrived in having these in the little pots. Each of these little sticks will feed a potted plant for 2 months. You just use the little pick thing to make a hole, and then you'll wedge it in and you'll water it, and end scene. I only like plants that don't require a lot of upkeep. I like creeping plants, but not ones that have upkeep, because if you are a dramatic plant, you will be dramatic and then die, because I do not have time for you. So I have chill plants exclusively in my home, and if you have like a bigger potted plant, you'll need like 2 or 3 of these, depending on how big the pot is. Like, it has like measurements and stuff on the back, but these have worked really well for me, and I am not a green thumb person. So if you are also struggling to keep your plants alive, as a fellow person who can't keep plants alive, may I suggest these? Okay, now moving more into like the fashion stuff for a little bit. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I do have a couple of things I want to talk about. Number one is this bodysuit. Every time I talk about this bodysuit, so many of you love this. I get so many clicks on this particular bodysuit. It's crazy. And honestly, I understand why. It is so ridiculously comfortable. I have tried the Abercrombie ones, I have tried the Aritzia ones, I have tried all sorts of different ones, Dynamite, and they're all like really short, or like you have to like, there's like so much wedging going on. This long enough, we love. Secondly, double lined, like really thick, super soft material, but double lined all the way down. Like, it's nice and thick, and I don't feel like it's see-through at all, even with like the lighter colors like this one. Next, I love the neckline. I love that I don't have to worry about like a kid like pulling at it or whatever. Like it's just, it's fully covered. And then I'll pair this with like literally anything from jeans, jean shorts, sweats. Like, don't judge me. It's comfortable, okay? I'll throw a little like white button up over top, throw on some white jeans and like some gold earrings and like boom, I have an outfit, but I'm like comfortable. I have this in green, I have it in yellow. I wanna get it in like, they have like a nice, like a blue shade too I wanna get. And again, I cannot speak more highly of these bodysuits because they're so comfortable. They're so comfortable. Comfortable, put together. You feel like you're not like in them, but like you still feel like, I don't know, like pulled together, just like buttery soft. That's how comfortable it is. Oh, I love these. And then the other one I actually bought to test out that is a very strong resemblance to a very well-known athletic brand. Strong resemblance, everyone.
They don't know that we know they know we know.
Be very careful about how we talk about these things. This is by the brand Trendy Queen, and this is their, if you're a diver, then you're a diver. It's one of those, see? It has the zipper, like the half zip up in the front, you can see. This is the zipper, everyone. I got it in the large, very happy that I did. All of the, it's so hard to see because it's black. I really want you guys to see the like details in here. But basically there's this ribbing right here in this line that is again, very similar. The bottom part, like you cannot tell the difference between the one that Lo bought in the black, which was, you know how expensive those are, like $100 and something, 120, versus this one, which is half of that. Arms were long enough. They have the little, like the thumb holes at the bottom. Like it's so comfy. It matches every single one of my like black sweatpants, so I'll like fit it with everything. They have a couple of different colors. I didn't see a ton of different options, but the black was just like a nice, easy staple. I knew it was gonna go with everything, and I wear it a ton. So comfortable on the inside too, because sometimes with some of the Amazon sweaters, they're really thin or they don't wash well and they get pilly. None of that with this. This one has gone through washer, dryer, fits well, nice boxy cut too, and not really cropped, but like not long either, if that makes sense. So again, if I'm gonna talk about any two clothing items that I love and live by, it's these two. Okay, and then jewelry, honestly, I tried so many different like cute jewelry pieces, especially like earrings, and a lot of them ended up just like hurting my ears, and it's like nobody has time in their life for that. However, these are very similar to, I think, I can't even remember. It's just like a very, like a high-end brand that has like these for like $800 or something insane. Anyways, these earrings right here, so comfortable. I don't feel them in my ears at all. I can wear these all day, no problem. Just to show you what the shape is and what it looks like. It is so fun and unique, but still very classic and easy to pull together with any of my outfits. I love that it's also gold in the middle. Like it's hollow, obviously, so it's not gonna like weigh down your ear aggressively, but it doesn't feel super heavy. Is it pulling my ear down a little bit? Like maybe, but truthfully, I don't feel it. Putting it back in, no problems at all. It doesn't hurt the earlobe. Like I do have some costume jewelry and I'm like, ugh, and I'll do it, but it's not my favorite. These wear no problem. Okay, we're bouncing around a little bit, but still in sort of like we have a couple of like baby kids stuff, and I need to mention them. I don't think I've even mentioned this yet. I actually bought it for a video to talk about, but I haven't filmed the video yet. So this is a sneak peek, everyone, to a future video that's coming up, but I need to talk about it because I will be honest, as I always am, I didn't think that I would like this very much. But it was really popular and it was on the most wished for list, spoiler alert, and it was really highly rated and everyone seemed to enjoy it. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'll test it, I'll try it, we'll talk about it. Surprised me. It is this you could do. This guy right here. And it's for the bath. It is a little elephant. He has a little battery in here. You put this guy in the tub with all the water, and then this guy is like a little rain shower head thing. And you push the two buttons together and out comes the water. Now, I will talk about why I really like this, because I thought at first it was gonna be very gimmicky, and I was like, okay, we don't need this in our life. We can use a washcloth or one of those like little bucket things. Like, do we need this? So, okay. First of all, number one, if you have a small baby, the one that like can't sit up yet, this is very nice because it's nice and gentle and very directed in that you can, I guess, wash them a little bit easier, I found, than using the bucket, which is a little bit more haphazard. So washing their hair and their scalp and underarms and like legs and stuff like that, it's like a nice soothing experience. And then there's the toddlers, the ones that can play and be upright in their bathtub. You're still there, you're still monitoring them, but they can like keep themselves upright and like, you know, in a tub. They love using this like independently, and it's a great way to teach them to like, okay, show me how you wash your arm, show me how you wash your left arm, show me how you wash your toes. And like we count the different like areas, like 1 hand, 2 hands, let's count each of the different fingers. And it's also good for like grip strength and everything. So having them push these buttons together, it's a little tricky. And so using these muscles is another thing that they are developing and working on. And it also gives them the confidence and independence to try and wash themselves. So he'll practice like washing his hair and himself all over, and he really loves it. So I really like it for all stages. I found it to be a really helpful tool. The cord is long enough that I felt like they're not like pulling the elephant out of the water, because as soon as you do, then you're obviously not going to get any water coming through. It's nice, again, nice and gentle rain head, like there's not a ton coming out. It was great. I got to hand it to Amazon. It was a great one. So stay tuned, that video will be coming. Okay, another kids item, though I guess you can use it for whatever you want, but I use it for my kids stuff. I've talked about it before, and I actually showed you Luke's art with it, which you guys all really loved, and he was so proud of himself. So thank you for all of your very nice messages about his artwork. And I felt it was only fitting for me to also share Julia's, which is the other piece that I have hung up in our house. So I pulled that one out next, and it's this art frame. Sorry, it has like stuff on it. I don't know where that came from. This right here, this is Julia's, and it's an art frame, but it opens like so. And then you can put all sorts of different art pieces in the back here. There's like, what are these called? Like little straps, basically. These straps will hold, I have tape in mine right now because I am lazy and I wanted to like have it sit on my shelf, but it's just a really easy way, because you know kids, they have like 1,000 different art pieces, and they're like, today, this one, put this one up. So anyway, I want to show you this one. It's a great way to keep all of their artwork together too and have it all in one place, and it fits the artwork very nicely, just a standard size. And I ended up showing it to my dad, and he bought a bunch as well. So, you know, artwork is for parents, it's for grandparents, it's for all. Plus they look like nice and classic too. Like I love the frame with it. It just adds like a little extra je ne sais quoi. So really love that. Okay, now on a trip around my house. So continuing on with all of the kids stuff, I want to show you guys this guy. Now this has become an absolute staple in our home because obviously Lo works here, and so she has a 1.5-year-old that naps, and we only have one crib, which Connor is currently transitioning out of. Don't even get me started on it. I'm not ready to talk about it. This right here is called the slumber tent. Not slumber tent, it's the slumber pod. I always call it a tent. So basically it folds out like this. You put a little packet play in there. There's a spot in here for a fan as well as a monitor. And then you can zip it all the way closed for like complete darkness. And then literally anywhere you go, your child will always have a good dark place to sleep. We actually recently went on a trip, and we took the slumber pod so that Connor would have a place to sleep, and he napped and slept like a dream because the room really didn't get that dark. And this is just, it packs up super easily into like a tiny little space about the length of my arm, and it just works so well. I cannot recommend it more, especially if you have young kids and you like to travel, you like to go places, but you want to make sure that they're gonna sleep well in a nice, cool, dark space. Like, I wish I had that when my babies were small. A couple more kid toy things. We have a lot of kids that visit here. This is like a mini kids Dyson vacuum, and I know it doesn't look like it, but I'll put the picture of the full thing here because the kids are currently using the long orange piece as a lightsaber. It turns on and it has like actual suction, like not a lot of suction, but like a little bit, and it opens up the little vent thing so they can pretend to like empty it out. It has a couple of different attachments, and all of my children and my nieces are all obsessed with it. I don't know what it is about cleaning and vacuuming, but they love it. And speaking of cleaning, this is also a prized toy in this house. Cannot tell you how many of my children love mopping, and there's a broom. Connor just took it and went that way with it. Mopping, sweeping, dusting, the whole 9 yards. They like to put it on. They like to take this off. Like, it is just an absolute favorite. Like, I think Sarah bought it for her daughter Olivia, and Olivia loves it. My sister has one for my niece Harley. It's so good. I think this one's by Melissa and Doug, and it's held up forever. I think I got this when Julia was like 3 or something. So anyway, it's come back around, and so I wanted to like share it because it's awesome. Okay, we're out in my garage, and I feel like, again, I feel like I'm spoiling a video, but there's one more thing, and it felt wrong to not include it, though I will include it and many other items in that video. But this is the last one. I just felt like it needed to be included. It's something that I was talking to Lo about it. We could not believe that it took us up till now to get this item. What were we even doing? I don't even know. And it's so simple. It's this little Stroller Caddy. It just Velcros on the sides here, and you have a space in here for like wallet. It has a little compartment here for toys, snacks, whatever. 2 drinks. It's nice and steady and secure. It doesn't feel like it's gonna like fall over. It sits in between. The thing right here has like lots of extra storage spaces up in here. It's like insulated. I don't have to worry about it like knocking over or tipping or anything like that. Like, it's nice and deep too, so it fits a lot of different like water bottles and drinks and stuff. And it also fits on like Lo has this like kids wagon as well, and it fits on that one too. It can like adjust to different size handles and different stroller types. So anyway, honestly, it's such a good purchase. I'm so glad that I have it and that we tested it, and it's like 10 out of 10. It's so good. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's taken us this long to get it. Now onto the one that just has a permanent fixture at my desk or attached to me entirely. Plus, Lo and I have matching ones. This is the Simple Modern tumbler. It holds so much water in here, and so I will do like almost an entire lime, half sparkling and half flat water, and this is just like insanely delicious. If Connor sees me drinking that at all, he will take it and he will like drink the entire thing. Lime water, mommy. Lime water, please. This thing is incredible. Okay, the next one, I'm a little embarrassed that I love it this much. Actually, I think you're actually not gonna, oh, you may have seen it on Saturday's video, and I actually filmed that about a month ago, I want to say. I filmed it in advance, and I've been using this so much. And it's so overly sponsored. I've never worked with this brand before, but it's so good. Oh, and it's this, the Bloom stuff. You've probably seen a million ads for it. I've seen a million ads for it. And the mango one, it's so good. Chris and I have one of these basically every single day, and it's just, it tastes really good. It has a ton of different like powders and stuff in it that I'm sure are very good for you. It has fruits and vegetables and digestive enzymes and pre and probiotics, super greens, just a bunch of different stuff. And it's just been a great thing to include as part of like my normal routine of things that I've been drinking. It tastes really good. I just really love it. I just really love it a lot. Like, we have this much left in it, just so you're aware of how much we've been enjoying this. So I need to buy another one. Okay, this next one I feel like is only for my girls in my 30s and up, because who else is gonna get excited about drapes? But these drapes, I have tried. I have scoped the internet to try and find some good looking drapes that aren't a bajillion dollars. Did you know that curtains are so expensive? Because I didn't. Wildly expensive. These are the ones that I ended up getting, and they have this really cool texture to them, which I really like. They have lots of different colors and styles and sizes. I got 2 panels for this window per side, and I just think it looks really luxe, and I love the feel of them. And so I have them like all over my home. I love the top rail, which I think you can also do a couple of different ways. And they look incredible and add such like, I don't know, they add this like luxe vibe to the space. Also very important, they did not smell. Because sometimes with those curtains, you get them and you're like, what is that like gross chemical? None of that. So that's also just so you know. And then a repurchase when we had the fire. This thing, it was unfortunately unsalvageable. Not salvageable. Anyway, you get it. And so we repurchased it. That's how much we love it. And again, being in my 30s, I get excited about this stuff. Actually, honestly, on my RachhLoves Life channel, you guys ask a lot about this thing too. And it's my beautiful Breville Toaster. This is a 4-slot. It fits bagels as well as like regular toast, and the buttons always get to me because it has a button for a little bit more. And you're gonna lift and look. It's so fancy in my everyday, and I just really appreciate it. and she's never let me down other than a fire, and honestly, I can't blame her. And we use toast here like 400 times a day, so having a nice one really means a lot to me. Let me know in the comments any of your Amazon must-haves. I'm very curious if there are any maybe off of this list or other ones that you can share. We can all have like just a big running list of all of our favorites. I will of course link everything down below. Everything will be on the Amazon storefront as well if you want to go and check it out. And if you enjoy these types of videos where we just kind of sit down and chat about like our favorite things, it's very like classic YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up so I know, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already so you're notified every single time the new video goes live. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday, and I will see you guys all next week.